Okay, we are recording here in Reno. Significant weather events have been happening. We probably had 3/4 to an inch of rain inside of 2 hours and severe thunderstorms. I wanted to show you the swales, and I wanted to show you just what they're designed to do. So you can see that's a lot of water. So this is the tow swale, zoned for irrigation. We're coming down to the end here now. If you take a look right here, okay, tow swale, this is the level sill, and there's the other swale, the other end of the tow swale. If you take a look, you'll see that water is not far from coming up. And once it runs out into this area right here, then it will start toward the dam. Now, I don't have the rock face built yet, so I'm just going to have to deal with whatever happens. But it's designed to flow out into here gently and then over and down. So this is the tow swale. Camera's getting damn wet out here. I'm going to try and hurry along. You can see how much water. And it's quite a bit. That's probably about 2 feet deep. So the tow swale is pretty full. We'll take a quick look back, and there's the end of this section. There's the spillway. You can see right there in between, and then there's the continuation beyond that. So let's take a quick look down here. You can see a lot of water. I don't have the rock in here where my rolling dip is, but you can see how the water has hit and run down here and channeled into the main swale. Main swale. Look at this baby. That's a bunch of water. That's at least 2 feet of water right there. So it's full. You can probably hear the lightning. Or you see the lightning, you probably hear the thunder. Weather Service emergency radio has been going off all day. This hit really about 2 hours ago. And this is what it's done in 2 hours. So you can see the main swale here. Let's get around. That's a black locust. It's doing so well. It's going to be one of our overstories. So here again, we get to the main swale. This is kind of the intermediate spillway. Now that side has a bit more water than this one does, but this one spreads out between here and the culvert, the road, and the other side of the main swale. So, looking at things, we've got a lot more water that came down this side, over here into the main swale. The tow swale is about evenly filled on both sides. The main swale, we've got more on the western end, or excuse me, southern end. And then here's the main swale here, or the main swale, the other section. Culvert goes straight on across, and on that far end there, you can see water that's actually standing up on the spillway, the far spillway. So those two stakes there, those orange stakes, that's the level sill at the spillway. So we got some water holding up there, but basically it's just going to drain back to here, and until and if this one gets full enough to get to that spillway, rise high enough, and start to spill out. So I'm going to I'm going to kind of mix this in with a 2-week update, because we're just about dead nuts on 2 weeks. So I'm going to show you real quick. Main swale. Trees are doing well. We had a heat wave here a couple days ago. We got into the hundreds, or actually right near 100. And these guys right here, Siberian pea shrubs, they absolutely took a pounding. They're green, they're still okay, but boy, the heat really affected them. I didn't change the watering. I left it on a 2-day, so it's a Monday, Friday, 1 hour for each zone, and that still worked out fine. Now mind you guys, this is Nevada. From the road, this green, you can't hardly believe it. You look up the hill. I've had neighbors wondering what this was. So here's the main swale. So there's a Shipova pear looking sharp. I've had very little animal damage. You can see a lot of this cover right here. This is pretty much knocked down by wind. As soon as the sun comes back out and the wind slacks off, all that stuff will stand back up. But there it is. I'm trying to hurry. This is not a waterproof camera. So right there, that's a Fuji apple. Looking good. Actually, that's not a Fuji apple. That's a different one. This should be a Fuji. Fuji, Rising Sun. Right. So let me move along. Probably a lot of wind noise. Wind's starting to come back up now. This is the end of the main swale. You can see everything is just growing like gangbusters. I mean, I'm so impressed with how this has worked out. Oh, that one's about to lose its marker. I'm going to have to remark this one tomorrow. That's a Perfection apricot. I've got some permanent metal markers. Lombardy poplar, this one took a little bit of a beating, but I think it's going to be okay. I know it's got good irrigation. So, coming up the rolling dip, which worked perfectly. You can see the water that's up ahead here. Well, you might not, because things are getting pretty wet. See if I can zoom up. You can see the water up there. It came down and it went right here, right where we planned to. In the dip and right back down into the swale. It did not come over the top. I'm going to get rock in this. I just haven't done it yet. You know, I got too many projects and not enough arms. Back to tow swale. We'll have a quick look at the front. These have done the best, and I can't tell you I can't tell you why, other than we had better conditions when we put down the cover crop. I have a feeling we lost quite a bit in terms of seed because we had a bit more wind when we did the main swale, especially the center portion. But these guys they're just doing really well. This one, Fuji Rising Sun, it's been a little slow, but it's got some green growth on it. It's starting to bud a little bit. This one isn't doing quite as well as some of the other ones. See, there's another Fuji Rising Sun, doing great. So, just have to keep an eye on them. So here's the balance of the tow swale. And the growth has just been tremendous. I actually have to keep cutting around the actual plants I have in here I want to keep. For example, that right there, that's my blackberry right here. That's my blackberry. This is all just cover crop around it. So at some point I'm going to cospis and do a little drop so that it gets a bit more sun. But you know, now these peas are great. We've been feeding these to the chickens and they just go ape shit over those. So blue vetch, or purple vetch, excuse me. God, this stuff is just doing so well. I would have never ever dreamed. Here I pulled some stuff out to help one of these little guys in here. Yeah, this one, bush clover. The bush clover, some of the bush clover has not done well. I'm not sure why. It just hasn't. But my berries, see, here's the Siberian pea shrub, And this one is actually done very well. You can see the dead here. That's from that heat wave. But some of them really got hit and didn't tolerate it well at all. Broken limb, let me get rid of that. That's too bad. And that was that's a perfection. I think that's apricot. Anyway, I wanted to really show you. We're back at the northern end of the tow swale. Whoa! You could hear the electric lines pop when that one went. Whoa! That's less than a mile, folks. That's well less than a mile, maybe half a mile from here. So I am going to sign off and get my butt indoors. Later.